Do you want to hear a real spooky story? Well, I've got a few skeletons in my closet and they are coming out in this video, so stay tuned. There was a time in my life when I used to eat rabbits. Yes, my grandma used to make rabbits too. That was perfectly normal and I used to eat it. I wasn't like quite feeling super excited eating it, but I was eating it. It's like, okay, it's meat, I had to eat it. Until one day I got a rabbit. Well, I didn't get a rabbit. Actually, my grandma got a rabbit and they raised it for meat, of course. And what happened was that one day they decided to cook it, but I was kind of raising it as my pet, so it was kind of really weird situation. But at that time I kind of connected the dots. Rabbit meat has to be off my plate, and yeah. The next really weird thing that I ate was I tried frog legs at the French restaurant, which tasted like chicken, but I kind of, I slightly was weirded out by it because, it was a frog and it wasn't, a common chicken that we're so used to. So I ate it, I tried it, and yeah. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is a really crazy one because a lot of people who actually eat everything right now, they are really weirded out by this kind of food. So basically I ate all kinds of organs. I ate liver, I ate kidneys, I ate hearts, you name it, I ate it. I ate all of those organs from animals like chickens, cows, pigs, all of those. That was quite normal for me because I grew up with people eating this kind of stuff all the time. I remember my grandma would sit down and prepare a whole bunch of hearts. Like she boiled a whole bunch of chicken hearts and we would eat it, or she would make pate out of it. Yeah, thinking of it now, it really makes me terrified. How could I eat somebody's heart? But that was my upbringing. This is how I was brought up, and that was considered absolutely normal for people to do. All those, filtration organs like liver, that was totally normal for me to eat. And we even used to make liver pancakes. We used to like blend it up, mix it with some egg and flour, and that was considered to be savory pancake. That was supposed to be good for you because it has vitamin A, I was told. And yeah, I was eating it and I wasn't thinking something is wrong with it. Like, for example, that it's an organ that filters all this toxicity. That didn't really cross my mind. I was just thinking, oh, it's my vitamin A and it's so good for me and I'm just gonna eat it. I ate a lot of liver. So the next one is another crazy one that I ate. I was already here in the US. I was already with my current husband and his mom made a dish. So she's originally from Thailand and they have this dish. It's like a stew or soup made out of fermented fish guts. Fermented fish guts. And I ate it. I ate that stew once. Are you grossed out yet? I can't even think about it right now. I just can't even think about how could I eat it. Like, it sounds so gross, and I ate it. In some cultures, it's considered to be normal and traditional, and why not? People eat all kinds of things. But, fermented fish guts. Oh, I can't even think about it right now. What could be like more gross than that? And as you probably know, I absolutely love sushi. I still make sushi, but I make raw vegan sushi. If I don't make raw vegan sushi, I might make vegan sushi. But I never in my life I want to eat any more fish. I used to eat a lot of it. I used to eat plenty of raw fish, tons of sushi and sashimi. Like, I didn't even care about putting rice. I would just take sashimi piece dip in like soy sauce, wasabi, and all that other junk, and just eat it like that. And I used to love it, basically like a cat. I just ate it like a cat, except for the soy sauce, of course. Yes, I used to eat plenty of raw sushi, and I really didn't care about parasites and things like that. Like, they don't exist. It don't bother me because I used to drink some alcohol with my sushi and I would think like, it's just, everything gonna be killed there anyway. It was horrible. The diet that I had, guys, was like a freak show, like a freaking worse than Halloween show. It was horrible. Like, what was going on inside of my body? Whew. Also, another thing is that I used to love to deep fry everything. You name it. I would like deep fry, those hand pies, like the Russian hand pies with potatoes, cabbage, and meat, of course, or organs and liver and all of that stuff. I used to take that and I used to deep fry in Not the seed oil, not the butter, not all of that, but lard. You know, the fat basically from the pig. Like we used a lot of lard in Russia. We used to cook pretty much everything in lard. So yeah, I used to do a lot of deep frying. My poor liver, I can't even think about it now. If I would ever have anything like this right now, I can only imagine how much of a heartburn I would get. Like my body right now is kind of like so far away from all this garbage, all this junk, that I can't even think about eating like this. This is not even food for me. Like if I make, let's say, some sort of pan pies, let's say for my family, I would bake them. And I don't even want to use any seed oil. Forget about lard or, you know, clarified butter or anything like this, like, or any dairy product. No, I absolutely cannot imagine doing anything like this. I've learned so much over the years now about all this fat and all these fat products that I cannot think about putting anything like this in my body. Yeah. Wait for this next one. Some of you probably know this. We used to eat raw salted pig fat. Like my grandma used to like cut a piece from the pig, like the whole chunk of fat. It wasn't like a bacon piece, it was just like pure chunk of fat, raw fat, and she would like salt it, kind of like, you know, preserve it with all that salt. And after a while it was ready, and we would just like slice it up, put it on a piece of bread with some garlic, and we would eat it like this. Pure 100% fat from a pig. And that was a Russian tradition. I think it still is. I wasn't a big fan of it, by the way, but I used to like eating the skin from a pig. It was like, what the hell why was I doing that? But you know what? It wasn't the skin of the pig that I really enjoyed. I used to like the salty taste. I was like addicted to salty things. I think we all are in some way. It's like our brain lights up somehow when we eat the salty things, right? But anyway, the whole thing I think is really, really crazy. Like right now I think about it and my heart just like breaks apart. Like, what the hell was I eating, and why were we eating this way? Of course I ate a lot of dairy. Like I was never like a huge cheese lover, but I used to eat cheese occasionally. But I used to love butter. Butter was my thing. I would put butter in everything and anything. On the bread, we always had like a bowl of soup and a piece of bread with butter. Butter considered to be like, you know, source of some sort of vitamin and nutrition, and we have to eat it, and it's so good for us. And I never questioned anything. I just kept on eating it, whatever I was told. I thought that everybody knows what they're doing. They're older than me, all my, you know, relatives and parents and everybody. And I was like, okay, you know, we eat in butter. This is the way it is, and you know, it tastes good, and I would eat it, and yeah, everything was fine. Butter was on everything, and of course, I drank plenty of milk. My grandma, she had a cow, and she would milk that cow every single day, every single morning at 6 a.m. I remember she would wake up just to milk the cow before the cow goes to the field. I know I'm like from some sort of Amish country, right? It's like, but yeah, I used to spend every summer at my grandma's village house. Anyway, she would milk the cow, she would send the cow away, and that milk, she would try to give me the warm milk, which I was absolutely grossed out. I'm like, I can never ever drink fresh warm milk. I was just like throw up. It felt so unnatural. But then wait, I put it in the fridge. It cooled down until it's super cold, that it doesn't smell like anything. And there was this cold, nice liquid. And I would just drink it. I would drink tons and tons and tons of it. And after 3 months spending at my grandma's village, I would gain quite some weight because, you know, it's fatty. It's fatty. It has all these hormones. And yeah, I would gain quite a few pounds because I was drinking this milk every single day. I would drink this milk. And we also had goats, and I would drink goat milk as well. And it also had to be only cold. Like I could not stand drinking the warm. It was disgusting for me. It was horrifying for my body. I know this now. I'm like, why did I do this? But you know, listen, I didn't know any better. Nobody told me anything. We didn't have information about this. This is how everybody was eating, and you know, I followed everybody. And of course, it wasn't just, you know, the milk and the butter. Of course, I ate the ice cream and the yogurt and all of these other dairy products. Did you know that dairy causes the C disease? Did you know that? Yep, it causes the big C. It actually switches off some genes. Like we all have the C genes, right, in our body. But the thing with genes is that whatever you feed your body, the genes can be turned on and off. If you feed your body tons and tons of dairy, you are automatically turning on the C genes. Okay, so that's like one thing that I don't think anybody wants to continue doing it if they find out. And I really, really want you guys to think and reconsider. If you're still eating all these yogurts and you think it's okay, it's not okay. You're feeding your body disease, and you know it has to go if you want to stay healthy. Okay, guys, now let me tell you the most terrifying dish that you probably would ever think about eating. At that time, I didn't think that way, okay? It was perfectly normal, perfectly acceptable, because my grandma made it and she loved me and she was amazing. She was an amazing cook. She was an amazing person. And she made this dish. Now listen to this. She used to take cottage cheese. She would leave it in some sort of warm place and she would leave it like to ferment and to get the super green, super moldy like for a few days. Okay, once it looks like a freaking science project, she would take that, put some eggs, put some sugar, put some flour in there, mix it up, and just deep fry it in that lard. And that would be a breakfast. That would be a pancake. Ooh, that was something. They actually tasted good if you don't think about what goes in them. But it was a molded cottage cheese. It was like, what? How is it even possible? And I was eating that. We didn't eat a lot of it. She did it only once in a blue moon because, you know, it's a process. You gotta rotten it first and then you make that. So, guys, that was something. I think that was like the most freaking scary stuff like a human being could ever eat. It's like, oof, how did we even come up with this? It's like, how? Why would we even think about how? I don't know the story behind this dish, but yeah, we used to eat that. Like, I'm thinking back about what I was eating and about what was going on behind the scenes. Like, the whole thing was absolutely terrifying. And I was part of it, but I didn't know any better. I did not, connect all the dots. I was just following what everybody was doing. I didn't have any information. I had no idea who vegans were or vegetarians or any of that. So I was just doing what everybody was doing. I did not know any better. It was just horrifying. The whole meat and dairy industry, guys, it's horrifying. It's absolutely the most scariest thing, the most worse than any Halloween story that you here. And if you think that it's not scary, that I dare you to watch Earthlings or Dominion, it's absolutely eye-opening, and you gonna start realizing how disconnected we are from the whole food industry. We don't know what the hell is really going on. For example, we walk into stores and we grab this neatly packaged, piece of meat, and we forget where it came from. It came from a terrified living creature. Okay, it was a living being who didn't want to die. It's not just some package. It's not. It's a being. It's corpses. You're buying corpses of this dead animal, all these dead animal body parts. That's all you're buying. Why do you want your body to be a cemetery for all these animals? With this information that we have right now, in this day and age, we should not be even thinking about eating animals anymore. We have so many other options available. If you don't want to be raw, you don't have to be raw, but you don't have to eat animals at all. Nobody needs to eat animals. It's almost 2026 and we're still eating animals. This is insane. And we're drinking their secretions and we're eating their eggs and all of that. This has to stop, guys. We should stop. Like, so many innocent lives die every single minute. Like, we're talking right now and there are so many animals dying constant. For what? For your pleasure? Just for 15 minutes of this taste? And then what happens? Then how you feel? How you feel after you eat this? You feel kind of tired, depressed, a little sad even. And why is that? Because that animal, it was terrified. His whole life he lived like in terror. He was not happy, and obviously when he slaughtered, all this negative energy came out when he was slaughtered. All this scary, he was scared, he was stressed out, and it stored in its muscles. Okay, it's stored, and then you eat that and it becomes part of you because they're not going anywhere. All that energy and everything, it stays and it's not going anywhere, and it becomes a part of you. Do you really want this for your own body? Do you really? Are there no other options to eat other than eating animals all the time? Like, I know it's really difficult to just go outside and order something else, but get used to it. Try to get used to and order different things. The less meat you start ordering, the more plant-based options are going to be available at the restaurants. If I would go back with this knowledge that I had, I would have never eaten this pig fat. You know, what was I thinking? Or eating a rabbit stew or frog legs or all these chickens and everything, all these hearts and livers. Why would I even bother eating that if I knew all this information? Everything is available, guys. Right now we have information overload and you can search anywhere. Plant-based diet is the most healthiest diet. Like, I know it could be such foreign idea that, you know, we should go and become vegan, because if you told me, like, many years ago, if you told me that one day I would be vegan, I would have just laughed, you know. I would have like, no way, what the hell are you talking about? It's not possible. It's not me. I eat all kinds of meat, as you can see. I was the last person who'd ever even considered going vegan. Really, no way. But, you know, after watching what really happens behind the scenes, right? I could not unsee it anymore. Once you know, you can't go back. And it's not just about the animals. It's about, like I said, what the energy does to us, to ourselves. We're killing our bodies, okay? We are making our bodies diseased. We eat fear, we eat pain and stress, and then wonder why we feel so tired and heavy and depressed. Let me ask you a question. Are you for or against animal cruelty? Pause the video right now and write it down. Are you for or against animal cruelty? And if your answer is against, I hope so, then I guess you are actually vegan. Yes, we all are vegan. We don't want animal cruelty. I don't know any person who would want animal cruelty. There is one thing that, oh, I want to eat meat, I like the taste. But do you want to cause harm to this animal? Do you want to? Usually people say no. I don't know anybody who says, yes, I want to harm that animal and eat them. Pretty much all the people are vegan in their hearts, right? Like, why would we want to eat this cow but then pet this dog? Right? I think that hurting one animal is not different than hurting any other animal. Doesn't matter, it's a cat or a dog or a pig or a whatever, any animal. Okay, it's not okay to hurt them. They are not here for us to torture them, hurt them, and then eat them. There is absolutely zero reason for us to eat all these dead animal body parts and, you know, all these animal secretions. And you don't have to absolutely love them, but you don't need to hurt them. Like, I don't necessarily absolutely love the cows, but I don't want to hurt them. Like, you know, there is no need. Just leave them alone. Let them do their own thing. Let them off your plate, okay? You don't need to eat them. Eat other things. There are so many plants you can eat, and you're gonna feel the difference. Your body is gonna be finally relieved from all this sad fear, stress. Just try it. Take them off your plate. Replace it with other things, okay? Replace with fresh living things. Replace with delicious, you know, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. And honestly, one of the scariest parts of my old lifestyle wasn't the meat. It was what happened afterward, okay? In the bathroom. And I'm talking about the constipation and all this pain that comes with constipation, even blood, because of all this straining in the bathroom. The body was like ripping apart. It couldn't handle it. It was like giving birth, you know. It was tough. Since it was pretty much fiberless, I call it a fiberless diet, I had to have coffee because that was the only thing that helped me go. Otherwise, it was just stuck, and it was scary. It was scary times, okay? Like, I couldn't go to the bathroom. I was so constipated that it was just like stuck. If you keep the stuff inside you for quite a few days, you could die, you know? You're meant to eat and pretty much go right away. You're not meant to collect, and then go, like we're giving birth every time. This is not normal. Absolutely not. And no, we should not be taking some supplements in order to help us go. It should be coming from the diet. It should be coming from whole plant foods. My diet, as you know, was not great. I didn't have tons of fiber, but instead I have tons of fat. Okay, plus I had the alcohol, the cigarettes on top, and, you know, tons of coffee and all that junk stuff. Yeah, that combo was absolute horror. Okay, so I thought I was healthy because, you know, I wasn't like overweight, but inside my body was actually like begging for help. It was like a slow motion, like self-destruction, you know. And unfortunately, I didn't realize it at the time because everyone around me, you know, ate the same way. It was absolutely normal. But deep down, I really knew that something had to change. So when I finally learned all this truth, and when I discovered veganism and raw foods, it was like a light that turned on, and I felt alive again. I just felt this light feeling. I felt like, I can finally be myself. I feel good. I don't have to strain in the bathroom for hours. It's not like this anymore. Everything is light and easy. I don't even notice it. It happens, And I don't have a disgusting smell like I used to have. Ooh, the horrifying smells. Oh my goodness, it was disgusting. Like something died, because, something was dying, I guess, inside. I'm so glad I found this lifestyle, guys, and I want you to think about it, okay? If you're still not vegan, just think about it, and if you're thinking you're ready, write it in the comments, the word ready, okay? I want to see how many of you guys are ready to go vegan. Let's go vegan, okay? It's almost 2026, and we don't need meat. We don't need to harm the animals. We don't need all this meat and dairy and eggs. And sometimes people ask me if I ever crave meat. Let's say, all this delicious dish prepared, but there is some meat in there. And I tell them, if there is meat in there, I look at it as a tortured, dead animal body part. It's a carcass. I don't eat dead carcasses. I don't eat that. I don't look at it as food anymore. I look at it as a living being that didn't want to die, okay? It didn't want to be tortured and live this miserable life, and I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want this to be in my body. I don't want to become a cemetery for all these animals just because it tastes good. All of my friends, they already know this, and they just they accepted me. They know who I am. I don't force veganism on them, but we do have sometimes conversation about this, and I'm hoping to share this with them and plant the seed, because I'm going to be 46 real soon, and all my friends are about the same age, and nobody is getting healthier. Okay, I feel fine. My blood work is fine. I check it every year, but I don't think I should be checking it every year anymore, because they take so much blood. I don't think it's really necessary. I don't know what the hell they do with this blood, but if something feels like wrong in my body, then I would go probably and do like a checkup just to see what's going on. Otherwise, I don't see the need anymore. Like every time I go to the doctor, it's basically the same result, the same. Everything is normal. There is nothing crazy going on, and they just take a whole bunches of like a lot of blood they take, and I feel like there is absolutely no need to do that. Yeah, I'm planning to go to the doctor only if there's absolute emergency and I really need to go, then I'll go. Otherwise, I'll be doing whatever I'm doing. So guys, once again, if you're watching this and thinking that maybe I'm ready to change, then definitely comment the word change below. If you need help, you can always shoot me an email. I have all my information in the description below. You can check it out and shoot me an email, and I can support you, because I've been through so much. I've been vegan since 2015, so I know a thing or two. I can share whatever I learned or share with any resources you guys need. So just definitely shoot me an email. I love to connect and hear from you guys. So guys, let's stop this horror for all these poor animals. Let's stop all this horror for ourselves and of course for the planet. Let's stop polluting all this planet with all these things that are unnecessary. Let's go vegan, okay? It's almost 2026. So I wish you guys happy Halloween if you're celebrating. I hope that the only spooky thing that you can find in your fridge is the mysterious fruit, not anything else. So stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.